Hello everyone and welcome back to another Bitcoin portfolio update video. If you are new, a quick introduction to this video and the playlist that this video is going under. Basically, it is a weekly, once a week, core Bitcoin portfolio update. So what I mean by that is that I have a core position, which is a multi-month, even up to 1 year long swing trade with the intentions of holding onto Bitcoin itself, or the crypto itself, all the way towards the end of the 2024 to 2025 bull cycle, towards the top of that, right? And the core position, besides taking advantage of all the gains that are expected to be within Bitcoin throughout this bull cycle, it is also to document my journey, to look at it back in the future, and see where I was during this time, what my focuses were, and what my mindset looks like as well. And hopefully, all that would also provide a little bit of like a view for other people that are trying to get into the space. Maybe motivate them, maybe motivate you guys to keep going. If you see a lot of fear in crypto right now, hopefully this video it would be one of the reasons you guys stay motivated and continue with crypto and Bitcoin itself throughout this journey, right? So yeah, everything we see in this video is just my own personal opinion. It's not financial advice. I'm not telling anyone to buy, sell, or hold any asset during this video. Again, it's just me expressing my general opinions, my non-professional opinions, and my view, and with Bitcoin, what we're doing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over the two core positions we have, and then jump into a very broad, just very simple view of Bitcoin. Give you guys my chart view, my expectations on it, very simply, and then look at what news has been popping off as of late, right? So I don't remember where Bitcoin was on our last video. I do know that we were much lower, and if I can see, let me see how much we're actually down. So I invested $80,000 into Bitcoin at an average price of $70,119. This includes the fees tied into Bitcoin, right? So over here on the Coinbase app, which it's going to give me a different number than we have here. I'm actually down $7,000, if you guys can see that right there. $7,000 since we opened this position, which makes sense because we're still holding on to 1.139 Bitcoin. If we invested 80,000 at 70,000 and it's currently trading at like 64,000, yeah, it makes sense that we are down 7,000, so everything looks good. No weird things are happening. We're still holding on to 1.139 Bitcoin. I also, since our last video, I did not add any more to our positions. So I'm going to go over the energy drink position version, if that makes sense, of this position. So if you guys are new, basically I like where I'm at with Bitcoin. I don't want to add any more to Bitcoin itself. Instead, I want to add to Bitcoin through an alternative position. So any money I add to it, I want to add it through currently BITU. So I'm going to have it up here on the screen as I go over the position. As of this moment, my BITU position is up 32.20%, which is 997.50 up from where we started, right? So we bought at an average price of $20.65, 150 shares. We're up $6.65, which is a profit of 997.50. I invested 300 into that. I am not expecting to set out of this position anytime soon. I'm going to go over that. I'm going to go over what I mean by that right here, right now, in a moment. Yeah, so we didn't add anything. We didn't take anything off. Of course, we're still trading underneath all-time highs with Bitcoin. And we're taking advantage of the dips by buying into a leveraged Bitcoin ETF like BITU. There's many leveraged ETFs. The reason I picked that one is because it's the first one I stumbled across, and it's good. It's a good company. ProShares, it's good. It's fine. It's not great, I guess, but the fees are low enough where I'm okay with it, right? And again, it's a big enough company where I trust it, so it's all good. I'm not being biased towards them or anything. It's just literally the first one I saw times two, and I was like, that's perfect. So yeah, we have our core position with 1.139 Bitcoin, and then we have our 150 shares of BITU. That's what makes up our core Bitcoin position, right? So I'm gonna go over. Let's go over. Just my general view on Bitcoin and where we're at, right? So ignore all these lines and stuff. This is all for my chart planning videos. This is not for this video, right? This is for the chart planning videos. So yeah, so Bitcoin, quite simply, we've been trending up quite nicely ever since late 2022. Trending up quite nicely, taking advantage of my wave structures. We are in a bullish trend to the upside. It is believed that the bull market is not over just yet, and I strongly believe that as well. We're just currently in an extended dip, right? An extended corrective move, which makes up what the fourth wave corrective move looks like, and then the fifth wave will bring us up to our um, conservative estimate of the Bitcoin bull cycle top, right? So yeah, I'm in the boat where I believe I'm one of the people that believe that Bitcoin will reach at least $100,000 sometime by the end of this year. So that's what I believe, and I'm going to give you guys some examples on why I believe that. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but we do have, and you guys can do a lot of this research. It's publicly available. Simple Google search. There's a lot of large institutions flooding money into Bitcoin. I believe just recently we had, I think, a total of like $89 million into Bitcoin that were floating. I'm not sure if that was for the entire week or if that was just from yesterday or something. I'm not sure, or today. I'm not sure, but I do know that Bitcoin is being highly, highly adopted, right? Aggressively being adopted by a lot of large institutions that are putting money into it. They believe that Bitcoin is also going to be worth at least $100,000 real soon. It is something that is being backed aggressively, right? So like, even taking away all biasness and taking away beliefs, even if you're someone that is a non-believer of Bitcoin, you can't shy or ignore the fact that a lot of large, well-known, well-established companies like BlackRock and so on are buying this asset and understanding that there is a limited supply, understanding that currently, if I'm correct, the amount of Bitcoin being released every day is being bought up plus more. So the inventory of Bitcoin out there is going down, right? And every 4 years with the halving event, it's even more aggressive on, like, how much is being put out into the world, right? Some fresh ones being mined. So even if you don't believe in Bitcoin, it's still something that is being highly adopted with a low inventory that has a very low inflation rate, and it continues to go down, and more people are buying it. It's making headlines. So it's an asset, or it's just something that was created, a form of currency, an alternative currency, an asset, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, it is something that is being pumped up. Um, so even if you don't believe in it, it would be silly knowing that this is something that's being highly adopted, and it would make a lot of sense to participate in it, right? But someone that does believe in it, I know that um, just simply supply and demand, with the potential of this being a more normal currency, maybe it might never take over the US dollar, because there is a growing global population, and if there's only going to be like 21 Bitcoins ever created, and there's only the smallest fraction of Bitcoin, the smallest piece of Bitcoin that you can have, will eventually maybe not be able to keep up because you can't get. I forgot what it was, but the smallest, like for example, if you compare it to Doge or Shiba or a lot of other currencies, you can get an extremely small fraction of it. But Bitcoin is also capped on how small it can be, and it's a lot it's a larger portion than the smallest fraction of like a lot of other cryptos. So looking into the future, 100 years from now, where like global population can be, well, it makes sense that like, well, it is possible that I guess population will surpass Bitcoin in a way where not everyone can actually exchange it in the ideal way. So there is that possibility. Until then, though, I do believe that soon enough, like probably sooner than we believe, Bitcoin will be a a very common, even more common sort, means of exchange, right? Like I would not be surprised if by like 2030, the year, you go to the mall and everyone's like, oh, we either accept cash, card, credit card, or Bitcoin, or it's like kind of like um, you go to a restaurant, it's like, would you like to pay cash, card, or Bitcoin? Like I feel like it's gonna be a lot more common. It may not be the only one, but it is going to be, in my opinion, a source of a means of exchange where a lot of people will prefer, or a lot of people will use often enough, where a lot of companies and a lot of stores are gonna use it as one of their forms of payment, right? And there's really no cost to it because it's like there is a transaction cost, but I feel like that's a lot. I believe I haven't done my research, but I believe that's a lot less than companies will be paying for like being able to swipe a credit card on their network. You know, so we'll see how that goes, but I do believe it's going to be much more common, and there's a lot of people right now in the world, even in the U.S., for example, um, that don't know about Bitcoin whatsoever. Like probably never heard of it, or like briefly heard of it, and just think it's like a weird, like hyped up thing that's just gonna blow over soon or something like that. Like eventually everyone will know about it, right? And we're not there yet, right? But I do believe these things I said will, eventually. So there's also been talks of, like, for example, Bitcoin went a lot up today. It also pushed BITU up, so our position is now worth a lot more than last video. I believe last video we were up like, I don't know, roughly 500 or something. Now we're up like 900 or something. So that position's going up quite nicely. I plan on adding more to it. I only have $3,000 invested into it that I put in myself. So I'm thinking of adding real soon if Bitcoin shows any more consolidation or any weakness whatsoever. I want to add $7,000 more dollars. We can have a total of 10,000 invested into BITU. It will make it a much more significant position. I believe if we do that, we should have at least 500 shares. So I'm really interested in that, so we can take advantage of these opportunities of being able to buy something that's going to be pumped up quite a bit, like Bitcoin and other cryptos, as rate cuts are also coming up real soon. So it's like I don't really have a preference on what news media or whatever I want to use to get like my information here, so I'm just going to use this one. But FedPal says time has come for more interest rate cuts. There's a lot of like more than 450 points higher. Yeah, so markets are going up. It's extremely likely, like just about 100% that we're going to get at least a 0.25 interest rate cut September 18th. And 0.25 is better than nothing. I know a lot of people want 0.5, and I will like 0.5. I think that's going to be a lot better. But we have more, I believe, a lot of economic calendar events coming up with important numbers that are going to tell us more likely what the Fed is going to want to do with interest rates, right? So we have like a 0.25 or a 0.5 rate cut coming up soon. Either or, I'm looking forward to it. Even if it's 0.25, I really don't care. It's the first rate cut, and most likely there will be more rate cuts this year after the first one on September 18th. So you guys can like browse, all these crazy, amazing articles, and let that be a factor on how you guys are going to manage your Bitcoin trades. Rather you're straight up in Bitcoin, or you're trading like a mining company, or you're trading uh, a Bitcoin ETF. If you guys are trying to take advantage of leverage margin, or even leverage ETFs, like all that's very possible. I know Mara is extremely popular, and I did cover that in this video, but Mara is like really good. Like it's going up higher. Like a lot of things are looking good. MSTR as well. That's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, they're looking great. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We got 1.139 Bitcoin. We got 150 shares of BITU. BITU is up a decent amount, but I don't plan to sell that. So my intentions, I didn't explain this in the last update video, but before we end the video, I intend on holding on to both of these positions until Bitcoin reaches $100,000. Once Bitcoin reaches $100,000, I want to start selling out slowly, like just maybe 25%, like 25% of it, and then do maybe like a total of 4 to 5 sell orders to close out a BITU completely. It also depends if I end up adding more to it or not. But I want to sell out a BITU completely before I start shaving out of my Bitcoin position, right? So Bitcoin, I'm very thankful to have an entire Bitcoin and a little extra. But I intend on selling out of BITU first, and then as Bitcoin gets further and further away from $100,000 to the upside, I will slowly be shaving out of Bitcoin as well, because I'm not trying to time on top. I want to, once Bitcoin reaches $100,000, I'm completely satisfied. I can say that, hey, yeah, when Bitcoin was going up to 100,000, I was there, I participated in it. That's the whole goal, right? So after that, after 100,000, I want to start slowly shaving out of it, so we can try to maximize all the upside that it can provide to us throughout the rest of the year and throughout 2025 as well. And that way we can reduce our risk of it falling. We'll have less by the time it falls, which will reduce the amount of money we can lose. And then also, we'll be locking in profits more and more as it goes up. So that's the plan. That's the intention. The portfolio itself, just the Bitcoin portfolio, is worth 72,800. We're still trading below $70,000 on Bitcoin, and real soon we should see a $2 trillion market cap. And then again, we have currently the value of that BITU position is $4,000. That I have on a separate portfolio that I showed earlier in this video. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to do another update a week from now. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys are staying strong and understanding, besides the obvious risk involved with investing, that you can lose a large amount of your money or all of it. I hope you guys are also understanding the nice opportunities that Bitcoin offers, right? So rather you're a trader, an investor, or just an actual physical user of Bitcoin, right? So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. I really appreciate it. And I got some social media links down below. Free Discord link in my website, and I'll catch you guys soon on the next one.